This disgraced TV star about to get something of a royal pardon? As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. I hope you're well today. Whatever you're doing, do keep safe. Ooh, it's boiling in London right now, as I said. You know, it's a lovely, lovely thing. We're not used to it, though, are you? Do you like it warm? I know. I do actually love the heat, but obviously being fair, I can't sit out in it and all that sort of stuff. You have to be careful in the sun, don't you? I know, sunblock on if you can afford it. Do you remember you used to just chuck a bit of margarine? I know people did that, you know. Yeah, that was a good sunblocker. But now there's not enough in that, is there either? So that's not possibly good for, I know. Everything's all about money, isn't it? You've got to buy the expensive stuff. Back as ever to your breaking roll story of the day. This story really, when you think about it, has got a bit of a twist to it in many respects, because we're talking about the disgraced TV presenter from ITV brand This Morning. Philip Schofield had to quit his job after 21 years as the host of that show, leaving in disgrace, was booted out of the Prince's Trust as an ambassador. Very embarrassing for him, of course, very upsetting too, I would imagine, and very upsetting for the king, because obviously they did good works, etc. What's interesting really now, though, is it looks like Philip Schofield could have something of a very quick turnaround redemption, perhaps even almost forgiveness. And it's all thanks to someone who's gone through a bit of a tough time within the media themselves. We're talking, of course, about the Duchess of York, fondly known as Sarah Ferguson, aka Fergie. Now, Fergie has recently launched her own podcast, proving a little bit more successful than her counterpart, the Duchess of Sussex. Far more downloads, all that sort of stuff. You see, you don't necessarily need a mega deal to make a success. And in this particular first podcast, Sarah was basically saying that she felt sorry for Mr. Schofield, given the amount of abuse, particularly on social media, that he'd received, with people all coming out the woodwork, basically claiming all sorts. And she basically said, look, you know, it's just very cruel the way people are dealing with that. After all, they're a human being. Twofold on this, you see. Of course, it's an interesting topic, isn't it? And for somebody actually being very sympathetic right now in the media for Mr. Schofield is something of a double whammy. Now, I've been told exclusively, and as ever sharing it with you, that Mr. Schofield wouldn't be too averse to sitting down in the not too distant future for a one-to-one podcast chat with the Duchess of York to reveal all about life after fame and what it's like being dumped so publicly in the media eye. This would definitely get earbuds to listening into Duchess's, of course, podcast. And once again, the redemption of Mr. Philip Schofield. It's very early days right now, and I'm not decrying it either way. It's the way the media works. It seems a little too early for me for Mr. Schofield to think and go down this particular route. But again, you know, this is what they do. He had a very big career and was used to a big high profile. His version of events, although we've seen two interviews so far, one with a tabloid newspaper and of course one with the BBC, only really scratched the surface. Could, of course, the likeable Fergie, who's literally been there herself on numerous occasions within the media, truly get to the nub of the story, and more importantly, score a #1 hit podcast into the bargain too? As ever, it's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.